Juan, Mendy was just talking about how the Marte at bat before you was the at bat of the night, coming back from 0-2 to work the walk. What did you see in that at bat prior to you going up?
Oh, that's 12 years veteran taking an at bat right there. I think he did a really good job. He stayed on his plan. Everybody wants to come through in that situation, but he stayed patient and give myself and Pete another chance to come through.
What about for you in that spot? Then you come up and it's an 0-2 count that you double on. What were you able to do and what were you looking for there?
I mean, for me, I just try to hunt the mistakes, I know that guy, he has nasty stuff. I'm just trying to stay locked in my zone, and he missing my zone, and I make the adjustment.
Juan, that was a rocky you hit. Were you hoping it was going to get down? Did you think the ball was going to stay up?
Yeah. I mean, how things are going, definitely I was hoping to go down, but yeah, it did, and I was really glad. I thought the ball was a little farther than it went, but I got it done.
What about that throw? Just how does it feel to make that kind of a throw out at home there, contributing with the arm?
I feel great. I feel like we're going in the right path with my coaches. Outfield coach, my pitching coach is great. We've been doing great things so far, and I'm happy for that.
Juan, you joke about how things are going. You want it to get down, but do you feel like now with a couple of good weeks of really good results that luck is starting to change for you?
Yeah, little by little. We just got to be patient. Keep doing my thing. Definitely, really happy to see the ball landing and now in some spots and coming through in big moments. So I'm really happy. I'm just gonna try to keep the same way all the way.
The first at bat, the ball landed over the fence. Can you talk about that at bat?
Second at bat. Yeah. Just a great swing. Like I said, another mistake. I'm waiting for mistakes. He made a mistake, and I put the ball in play.
Pretty much the exact pitch you were looking for coming up there.
Yeah. I was just looking for anything I could hit to the right side. Wasn't trying to do too much. I feel like they were trying to go maybe hard away, so it was kind of cheating for something out there, and just trying to hook a ball to the right side, and got down.
The last few weeks, or really the last month for you, that's been going well at the plate. Is it just as simple as getting the right pitches for you?
Yeah, getting the right pitches and trying to hit it hard. I'm not trying to guide the ball out there, and I feel like sometimes in big situations I'll just try to guide the ball out there, and that's where I tend to get in a little bit of trouble. So try to get good pitches, put good swings on it, put your A swing on it, and good things have been happening.
How long do you feel like you've been in that zone where you're successfully doing that, hitting for power as opposed to?
Oh man, I would say probably it was the second half of last year. I couldn't tell you exactly what series it was, but I remember just trying to get good pitches and try to get the A swing off.
Is it as simple as just swinging harder? Does it boil down to that?
Yeah. It's pretty hard to hit for average in this league. The pitches are so good and so tough that I feel like when you do get a good pitch to hit, you gotta kind of do some damage on it. So that's what I've been trying to do lately, and it's been paying off.
How difficult was that realization? Because you're obviously a guy who is your whole career you're good at hitting for average. So.
Yeah. It's something that I think I've done in my career before. I think in 2018 when I was in the minor leagues, I had that big power, outburst, and was able to get called up to the big leagues that year. I think, it was there. I was trying to drive the ball. I remember, being in Double A, Triple A, I was, trying to get good pitches and hit it hard. And then when I got called up to the big leagues, it was, hitting for pretty high average. And then I think the same thing in 2019 as well. Was trying to drive the ball, and then 22, won a batting title, which was, incredible. But then I feel like sometimes I was, searching for hits, and, I think that can be, a little tough when, they're not falling, and, you just want to, kind of be who you are. So I feel like this is kind of who I am, and I'm going to stick with it.
How gratifying is it to be able to make that switch kind of on the fly the way you did last year and to have these kinds of results?
Yeah, it means a lot. The first half of last year is, not who I am. It was tough. It was frustrating. It was, not very fun. And, was able to, make adjustments. I think this game is, about adjustments. And I feel like I'm the kind of player that can, adjust on the fly, do what I need to do, and, get the job done.
You've been around for quite a few years with this team. What is it with the resilience that you guys showed last year and this year? Is it just a continuation of what you guys did last season?
Yeah, you know, we're never out of any game. You know, this is a good group of guys, and you know, we're playing well, and it's just, you know, a lot of fun. So you know, we have a lot of confidence in each other, and you know, we're going to keep it going.
Jeff, your first 4 runs tonight were all scored with 2 outs. What makes you guys so effective in those situations?
Yeah, you know, some big spots there. You know, I think that, you know, at bat by Marte was huge, and then, you know, Soto was able to drive him in, which is huge, and then Pete, you know, just doing what he does this year. So, you know, we were able to string at bats together, and, you know, hits were able to fall.